Okay, because some of you guys have been asking about me and how I work out. This is just a video I just got done.
Okay, that's probably enough with the zooming in thing. Shawn Baker just recently uploaded a video about this day of eating, and trust me, it is great! Great in the sense of the possible promotion of life-threatening diseases. Wait, this was probably too dark of a joke early in the video. The first part of Shawn's day of eating video is actually Shawn just repeatedly tooting his horn for a couple of awkward minutes.
So these are 44-inch box jumps. Remember, I'm 52 years of age. I weigh about 245 pounds. Kind of goes back to the days when I used to compete in strongman competitions. And then a little rowing. Again, as you guys may or may not know, I'm a world champion rower over 50. And so what's not seen is I went ahead and did a more rowing afterwards, about 5,000 meters.
The second part is actually more interesting, but first of all, let's not be a hater here. I mean, Shawn is actually in great shape for being 52, he's tall, strong, and arguably attractive. The question is just if he is that way because of the nutrition he eats, or despite of it. Here's a glimpse of the 3 points that you will learn today. The diet of Shawn Baker can be summarized in one word: steak.
Okay, so now as far as what I would typically eat on a carnivorous diet, I eat a lot of steak. I mean, I had 2 ribeyes from Butcher Box today for breakfast around 8 o'clock. I trained around noon. Probably around 5 p.m. I will eat probably a couple more steaks. Most likely that's gonna be my day.
First of all, I'm a huge fan of the concept of making your meals boring and your life interesting. I'm also a fan of getting your meals delivered so you don't waste any time or willpower on cooking if it's not what you truly want to do. Yet the diet form, like the carnivore diet, sounds a little bit too extreme. I mean, one of the most common criticisms of the vegan diet is it being too restrictive. Yet how should we then call a diet where you're literally forced to eat one single type of food a day? I think we can start by calling such eating behavior restrictive. I could understand if you're eating a restrictive diet while being on a spaceship mission to Mars, or if the diet would have been proven to be extremely effective in promoting your health. To some degree, I understand people that eat a potato-only diet to cure themselves of food addiction. But there's a difference between the potato diet and the steak diet. The difference are their effects on your health. Number 2, Shawn's eating behavior is not healthy. There are 3 pillars of health when it comes to your diet. Number 1, first of all, it needs to provide a sufficient number of calories. Calories are essentially making sure that we are not dying of starvation. And starvation used to be one of the biggest killers in historic and prehistoric times. On a height of approximately 6'5" and a body weight of 245 pounds and an estimated body fat of about 16%, Mr. Baker needs to eat about 40 ounces of ribeye steak a day to get sufficient calories. If he trains a lot, it will probably increase to 50, so about 5 to 6 steaks a day. This is actually about 1.5 kilograms of pure meat. While stuffing your face with bland steaks can provide enough calories, it is nonetheless probably a painful thing to do. Remember, there's no ketchup, tomato sauce and spices in this diet apparently. Let's take a look at the second pillar of health. Number 2, meeting your micronutrient and vitamin needs. The second pillar is called maximizing your disease protecting effects. If you're going on Chronometer.com or if you're signing up for our free trial at QualityGains.com by clicking the link in the description, you will find out if you reach all your nutrients on a daily basis. So are you truly deficiency free, Shawn Baker?
I'm able to perform well. One of the nice things about this meat-based diet is I found it to be extremely low inflammatory. The joints seem to do much better.
And trust me, the meal plan of Shawn is in deep need of optimization. First of all, there's only 18 grams of carbohydrates a day, which is way less than your central nervous system actually needs to function properly. There is 0 grams of fiber, which helps with digestion and reduces the occurrence of constipation. Fiber also feeds the good bacteria in your gut to reduce brain fog, reduces inflammation, and increases your mental well-being. You need about 30 grams of fiber a day at least. Remember, Shawn's diet contains 0 fiber. The diet also contains just 0.3 grams of omega-3. Omega-3 could fight against inflammation, but not with Shawn's intake.
Extremely low inflammatory.
And the diet is deficient in more than 50% of all micronutrients, meaning vitamins and minerals. But what about the third pillar of health? This pillar can be classified as minimizing disease-promoting components in your diet. Now, which components of your eating behavior can actually promote disease? A high saturated fat intake, which Shawn has, a high cholesterol intake, which Shawn has, a higher intake of heme iron, which Shawn has, a high intake of AGEs, advanced glycation end products, which Shawn has. All these intakes are correlated with either clogging your arteries, as cholesterol does, or damaging rDNA, as saturated fat and advanced glycation end products do. Artery clogging or DNA damage increases the chance of our Western killer diseases like atherosclerosis and cancer. At least Shawn's diet doesn't contain any trans fats or alcohol, so he got that going on for him, which is nice. Number 3. The dangers of the internet. Now, why do I even make a video about that diet style? It is because of the dangers of the internet. While just 20 years ago, a person following a diet such as Shawn Baker would have probably suffered a lower lifespan by himself, or would have had an influence of about a maximum of 100 people of his tribe or town, Shawn so far has probably influenced more than a couple thousand people. Which means that Mr. Baker is not only hurting himself with his diet, but thousands of people online. On top of that, he's even capitalizing on the carnivore movement by offering his carnivore training systems, which apparently gives you a lifetime access for $49 a month. Do you get it? A lifetime access at $49 a month? Why would anyone pay a reoccurring monthly fee if it is actually a lifetime access? And apparently it is for men and women of all ages? Which is a weird word for describing essentially the entire population? Wait, is it even called carnivore training systems now, or CTS, steaks and sprints? And where are the terms and conditions and medical disclaimers? Anyway, what I want to get across is that if you want to follow a science-free diet based on anecdotes and reduce your lifespan, I'm fine with you doing that. That's your choice of bodily autonomy. But if you drag hundreds of people along your path of potential misery plus unsustainability, and then even have the nerves to capitalize on that movement, which increases the net amount of suffering, this is just wrong in my eyes. Conclusion: the eating plan of Shawn Baker is restrictive to say the least. I mean, it only consists of one single food: steak. On top of that, to our current knowledge of medical nutrition, there are only negatives associated with that eating behavior. I mean, it is lacking micronutrients and it is promoting disease by containing advanced glycation end products, saturated fats and cholesterol. There's a reason not a single person of the 72 advisors of the 2020 dietary guidelines was carnivore, and over a third were vegan. I mean, I don't want to sound paternalistic by explaining that you shouldn't follow Shawn's eating plan, but please, just don't. The mission of this YouTube channel is to put veganism across the goal line. If you want to help us achieve that, like and subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Let's make food production great again.